Hi there, students. To skimp and to scrimp. Okay, these are two very similar words, but they have a different nuance and a slightly different use. If you skimp on something, it's a verb to skimp, you are mean with it. You don't provide enough of it. You don't use enough. You provide an inadequate supply. However, if you scrimp, you are frugal and very sparing with something, and you use the least possible. But I think without skimping, okay, if you skimp, you don't provide enough. If you scrimp, you economize and use the very smallest amount possible. I think if you skimp, you are not fulfilling your obligations. If you scrimp, you are very, very poor and you don't have the resources to provide enough. Scrimp particularly comes with the phrase to scrimp and save. So my grandmother had to scrimp and save for my father to go to university. So it's to economize as much as possible and use the very minimum, and try not to skimp. However, if you're skimping, you're being mean. You could provide more, but you don't. So would you make me a sandwich and don't skimp on the butter? I like lots of butter in my sandwich. Okay, so don't be mean with the butter. Provide plenty of. The opposition accused the government of skimping on healthcare spending, not spending enough money on healthcare. Okay? Notice as well, with the verb skimp, we have the adjective skimpy. So, do you like girls in skimpy mini dresses? Skimpy means skimpy clothes are clothes that are very revealing, that there is not a lot of cloth, and it doesn't leave much to the imagination. So a skimpy mini skirt would be a very, very short skirt. We also use skimp, meaning to do a job carelessly or hastily, using inferior, inadequate, bad materials. This to me sounds like a cowboy builder. See the video. He skimps on time, he does it hastily, and he skimps on the materials. He should use more, but he doesn't, because like that he can do the job quickly and get his money and make a good profit on it. So I think the idea with skimp is not to provide enough, whereas to scrimp is to save as much as possible. In both cases you're saving, but I think when you're skimping, you could provide more. When you're scrimping, you're in a position where you don't have more to give, and you try to use enough, but the absolute minimum. These two words are also related to the verb to stint on, which is like to skimp, but there's a video about stint, so you can see the video as well. Notice both skimp and scrimp. He skimped on the food at the party and everybody was hungry. He scrimped on everything he could in order to save enough money to pay for the hospital operation. Okay, so skimp is more critical. To scrimp is less critical. It's showing understanding of a person's situation. Notice both of these words come from Swedish, from a Swedish origin. Scrimpa, which means to shrink. If you put your t-shirt in the washing machine at 100 degrees centigrade, it will shrink. Yeah? Shrink, shrank, shrunk. So, to skimp and to skimp and to skimp and to scrimp, yeah, come from Swedish. Now, next question, what about formality? Okay, I think to skimp and to scrimp are both neutral in formality. I think you could use them in an informal conversation. Don't skimp on the alcohol for the party. Scrimp and save as much as you can. Yeah? Okay, so you can use them in an informal conversation, but you can also use them in a formal context. So they're good words for your essays, meaning to save, yeah? But with more meaning, with a more focused meaning. Notice as well, both skimp and scrimp are regular verbs. Skimped, scrimped. And very often we use this with the preposition on. He skimped on the food. She scrimped to save as much money as she could. With this word scrimp, again I suggest use it in the collocation to scrimp and save. Yeah? He scrimped and saved in order to be able to pay for some small luxuries. So there you go, skimp and scrimp. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Skimp, scrimp.